Hi there and welcome back to my channel. We were off to a pretty good start in the last video where we listened to the first song from the Icelandic national final for Eurovision. In this video we have the second song. There are only two that are confirmed for the final so far. There will be five, but the two that we have so far, let's check those two out. And this one is by Diljá and it's called Lifandi, inni. And yeah, let's see if we can keep a good run going here. I think like a main standout part of this song is probably you can see how much she's enjoying to be on stage, and she's a really charismatic performer, which is definitely a positive thing. I also think like there's a decent amount of energy within this song. I think when it sounds good, it sounds really good, but there are just like small parts of the instrumental that I think are kind of lacking a little bit. But vocally, I think it's competent. I think it's well executed. The performance is a bit like, I guess you could consider it messy, but I also think there's a certain type of charm to it. It's a very empty stage, and there's not a lot to do with it, I guess. But I think she's very charismatic and kind of just takes over the stage and actually makes something of this, so you remember it. The song has energy. It has an upbeat hook, which also has like some suspense and drama within it because of these very deep brewing bass and synth and pads. But I'm not really fond of the sound design, I guess. I think that this drum loop sample that they have in the drum machine is pretty nice. It's not like it has the most polished sound, but it has a punchy drive within it, so I like that aspect. I'm not overly fond of the bass that goes with it. Like, I think it's very deep brewing. It's very thick and just kind of growly, almost to an overwhelming extent, I guess. And it also completely takes out any kind of contrasting instruments that could be put within the background as well. I think like when you have the ending here, when you have this small, very tiny synth with the brighter melodies in the background, it's barely audible and you don't really pay attention to it. I would have wished for a little bit more use of harmonies here with different types of instruments to really make it feel more full and complete. And especially like just kind of I guess soundstage wise and dynamic wise as well, because it's a song that really relies on the same type of instrumental approach throughout the song. The verses are very kind of flat, I'd say. They don't really carry that same energy as the chorus does, and it becomes very apparent what section of the song is what, and there's not really a decent flow between the segments. I think it builds quite nicely with how the drum machine is being faded in. Like the first part of the song is pretty strong in how it builds towards the first chorus. The first chorus, due to its instrumental approach, I'm not really clicking with it, but when it goes back into the second verse, I feel like we kill it a little bit too much. When we go down into the breakdown section after the second chorus, that's way too much. It just kills the mood entirely. And I get the structure, why it's laid out like this. It's a formula that you kind of follow, but to me, it feels very abrupt between the changes. It feels very sudden, going from one section to another. It doesn't really feel like there's a planned out, well, purposeful structure to this song. I feel like it's very much, we have these segments, let's just throw them together and not really pay any attention to how we're going to move from one place to the next. And it becomes very choppy in that sense. Which is rather unfortunate, because I think there's a nice song in here. I think it has energy. It makes me excited to listen to the chorus, even though I'm not clicking with the instrumental. But it's still, this energetic delivery that it has. I can vibe with that. But it's too much up and down, too static in the structure, and that just kind of kills the overall listening experience for me. I'm not really enjoying it because there's no consistency within it, I guess. And that's the main issue I have, along with I guess the instrumental approach. But the instrumental approach could absolutely just be a subjective thing. I think that the chopped up structure is a little bit more of a just kind of unfortunate execution of what has potential to be a really strong effort. Still, I think it's decent. It has energy. It keeps me what do you call it, like interested in listening to it. I think she's pretty damn great on stage as well. It has a lot of things going for it. I understand why it made the final, but so far I feel like the previous song we heard interested me more, and I thought that one was more well executed and professionally put together. But this one, I guess the performance is more interesting, and I think the song is more upbeat. So they have strengths, both of them, going for them. But for now, I think I prefer the other one. But we'll see. I might change my mind later on. Who knows? But yeah, as we only have two songs so far, do tell me in the comments, please, if which one you prefer so far, and or maybe if you're expecting like another song to really knock these two out of the park. Tell me whatever you feel about the Icelandic selection so far. I hope to see you in the next video as well. I guess we'll have a few videos where we won't cover any Icelandic songs until we get some more this Saturday, I believe. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.